been driving around for an hour. I stopped here. Thought I'd do a painting up here on Chilhowie, one of the overlooks. But I just not feeling it. So we're gonna go see if we can find something up along the Ocoee. It's like that would be, you can't see the view, but I'm looking right along the road up to Big Frog Mountain, but there's just nowhere to pull over. And then I'd have to stand in the middle of the road, and I don't think most people would like that. I certainly wouldn't want to get ran over. So some days are like this. Just struggle to find a inspiring thing to paint. I don't know, because a mental block or something. I just overthinking it, but then it kind of becomes a negative feedback loop. It's like I'm wasting time. I gotta find something, then I rush it, and then I pick the wrong spot. And, you know, I could have maybe just stayed right there close to home. This is about a half an hour drive from my house to get up here. Well, I'm here at Goforth Creek. That's always reliable. Pull in here. Yeah, I've always painted right up there. I'm going to go through here over to the other side. I'll find out if my boots are waterproof. Okay, let's get set up here. Thinking about doing a painting of these submerged rocks instead of a view kind of painting. So get out everything here. I'm kind of, since I was thinking of doing a big old panoramic to this, all I got is my 6x8, 6x12, and a 8x16. Probably go with this 8x16. Yeah. All right. Sun is over here, going to be in my eyes, basically. So, not. Well, why do I say that? Because I'm always painting into the sun, it seems like. Okay. And I'm on this rock here. I'm going to be looking this way. Find a spot to stand so I don't fall in. Gotta level up as best I can. I mean, that's slick. It's gonna be awkward to stand there like that. Okay. Man. Come on, rocks. Cooperate with me here. This is one of those instances where I think I've mentioned it before, Richard Smith in one of his plein air books, old one from like in the 70s, late 60s, I guess. I don't know. Got it at the library years ago. And one of the things he mentioned was you don't want to paint everything right up to your toes. You want to start like 40 feet out or so. But sometimes you got to do what the situation and the setting puts you into. This is life unscripted. I don't have a big production team. It's just me. And some crazy idea in my head of what I think I might be able to paint. So yeah, what can we do here? Can we make something happen? You know, do I keep this in the video? Reality? Talking to yourself? Brushes, which I remembered to clean last night, so yay me. I hope I got all my paint though. Instead of a roll of paper towels, I just have a bundle, because Costco's big roll of paper towels is huge, and I didn't have one that was already partly used up. So if I put one in my backpack, it takes up my whole backpack, just the roll of paper towels, so that's kind of inefficient. Hopefully the wind stays down. Okay, that. Let's squeeze some fresh paint out. Titanium white, alkyd, so it's fast drying. It's the same palette I've been using, if you've watched any of my other videos. Permanent alizarin crimson, which for some reason it was hard. I couldn't get just alizarin crimson. I don't know if they've quit making it because it's a fugitive color. I've never had any trouble in the past, but my paintings aren't over 100 years old yet, so we'll see. I think that's kind of a overwrought thing. Thinking watercolor is where it's really the most susceptible to fade. And that's if it's in direct sunlight. So don't hang your paintings in direct sunlight if you want them to maintain their color. That's kind of anything. I mean, you go buy a cheap print at one of the discount stores, put that in the put it near a window, see how long it lasts. So yeah, I buy artist grade paints, so if you buy one of my paintings, you're getting good quality stuff. Alright, looks like I'm ready to go. Alright, I think I got all the cameras set up. Let's start slinging paint. Oh. And here comes the wind. So, luckily I got this extra little camera mount. I can hold those down. Little turpentine. Some burnt sienna, so I can sketch what I'm going for here. I think, let's see, this rock, Nice dark shadow in that rock right there. The shadow. It's kind of what I'm marking in my shadows. The submerged portion. Another submerged rock right there. Kind of give me a. This kind of set me up with a nice little zigzag composition. And the creek bank. Going back. So there won't be any sky in this painting. So here's that rock. And the background edge here. Group of rocks piled up right here. Some other little rocks, that shadow, all in shadow. Of course, now the sun's dipping through some clouds, some shadow here. Kind of like that, but I'm not going to be painting the background because there's like some light just slivering in right there. That would be nice. I believe the water is going to be the darkest dark. It's going to be a simple painting, I imagine. But I'll find a way to make it complicated. Okay. Let's just mass in that dark greenish water. I got a little bit of everything in there. That's too dark. Got it real sloppy, soupy, so I can just cover some territory here. It's going to be blue sky reflected here. Just making another dark. It's maybe a little darker than the water right here for this. And here comes the sun again. Of course, now I got the Beatles song in my head. And there's just like this orangey, this warm, rusty tone. That's the submerged water. Of course, that changes as the sun dips. But this will give me a starting point undertone. Kind of a violet. Well, of course it's always changing every time I look out there of that background. It's lighter. So I'm just trying to mass in shapes. And of course now that sun's really hitting these trees right here. And it's grayed out, but it's kind of a warm gray. Just give me once again, just a tone that approximates what's there. The sun blasting out the exposure. I can't. I guess I'm thinking that's reading. Sorry if it's not. I'm kind of hard to adjust camera settings right now when I'm in painting mode. Alright. Got some that water, or I mean that light reflecting off that water is just wreaking havoc on my eyeballs. Kind of a darker violet for back here. That's too dark. Well, we got this pile right here. We'll just mix into it. Okay, so I'm going to be kind of working back to front. So hard to see with that sun glaring right onto my painting or my mixing surface. So yeah, that's all you do, Todd, is complain. Continue this side over here. Some darks. I just want to try to get something going here and that I don't have to come back to. Just get it in, and so I can work on this foreground. Because this is going to be the center of interest. Using the same brush. Just wiping it out with my paper towel. See now, the water's not dark. It's got all these wind ripples on it, reflecting the light. So, stick with the plan, stick with the plan. Let's mix up the light side of these rocks so I can gauge my contrast, because everything right now is kind of a dark into a middle value. So let's see where I can push this rock. So I'm mixing this color and value over here separate from everything else. And it'll have everything I've got on the palette. Even a little blue knocks it down. Don't want to go too saturated right off the bat. A little bit redder, which I always get too much alizarin, man. That stuff is is some potent stuff. There we go. So I'm just looking at the light side. This will help me. This is gonna, this is the composition, so make those stepping stones, if you will. Okay, now there's rocks along here. Now right now, sun's dipped behind the cloud, but that is, when the sun comes back out, these are all in shadow, these are in light. So I cannot use this same color mixture, value mixture I just made. It's actually, I need to blue it out, neutralize it even more. And that's going to end up being too light. So and I don't care that I mess up anything that I've got mixed up down here, because I can always just bring it back. I mean, nothing's irreparable. That's what I'm trying to say. Just don't be scared. It's just paint. I'm doing these videos trying to, show what I do. I mean, hopefully it's interesting. I mean, I'm not doing anything nobody else is doing. I'm just painting outside, right? Like somebody left a comment, "Oh, you just paint outside." Okay. Sorry to ruin your day. But you ever wonder if like Monet or Van Gogh or any of the great masters in the past were alive today with access to social media and everything, would they be doing YouTube videos? Something to think about. Try to vary my brush, so it just like a dash, just it's just, it's fun to see what you can come up with here on the fly, with the world watching over your shoulder. No, not yet, other than people driving by on the highway behind me. I'm down off the road enough. There's probably nobody even sees me. You know, I keep telling myself I want to paint looser. I want to like just put it down, you know, quit fussing. I guess we all have our way. I mean, you know, see the painter. I mean, you know, so many painters I like their work. It varies from like when I early on in my journey, I thought I wanted to be photorealistic. I thought, man, that's the ultimate. But it's so uninteresting to me anymore. It lacks life. I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing people who do that, because I've tried to do it. It's difficult, but I don't have the patience for it. Number one, that's why I love painting alla prima and plein air. It's just more immediate. Okay, let's start fiddling with these submerged rocks. And of course now the light's changed. I still have the same where I started. You know, I just mix into it all because it really comes together like that. Just kind of guessed on that. See, it's constantly changing. It's like, what do I commit to other than being committed? See, that would be if Van Gogh was painting. I'm not Van Gogh. Not yet, at least. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Life is good. So I'm just kind of like, neutralized a greenish blue to lay over this underpainting. Kind of waiting here. I don't. The lights changed, and I've kind of lost my reference. Let's make a dark shadow side of some of these rocks. It's got some warmth to it, maybe. Oh. Yeah, that's too dark. Well, excuse me. If that came through, I don't mean to make funky noises in your ear. It's just so weird how like this, looking at it directly on my palette, it's leans to like a orangish, but up here it gets darker. Trying to get some of that like excess paint off of my brush. Still recording. 28 minutes so far, it looks like. The shadows back here should not be as dark as these up here because they're closest to us. The contrast closer to you. The darks are darker and the lights are lighter. Against the water there's a darker transition under this rock. That, okay, I had to kind of dip down to be able to see that. So these are like the shadow side underwater. And of course, here comes the sun to change it all up. Thank you, sun. Let's see. See, like I'm merging this greenish blue with this orange to neutralize it for for this rock right here, which I totally missed. It looks, see, it's just that sun's shining directly down. You kind of mix too dark down here. There we go. It's a little more saturated than that. There we go. Oh, beautiful day. Sun's mostly shining. I keep complaining about it because it's messing up my light. It's like a submerged rock floating out there. I'll soften that edge here in a minute. Some more right here. Man, that's beautiful. Wish I had a third camera for y'all. That's something, so you could be watching the scene change. This rock structure along this river is amazing. Just the slabs laying over each other. It's very, very birdie, very pretty. Man, this is great. I keep debating whether I want to put that blue sky that's but see, once again, this is that tip from Richard Schmid, you know, painting everything right up to your toes. Because if I paint, I've kind of altered this a little bit so I don't look like I'm painting right up to my toes. Because if I paint that sky, it's because I'm almost looking directly straight down onto it. And that reflection from that rock. I don't know if I want to keep that or not. It changes as the wind ruffles the water. Well, I'm sitting here thinking of this composition, this painting. It reminds me of a painting I just saw on Facebook from Kyle Buckland. It's an artist you should follow. Virginia-based artist. And kind of reminds me some of his, it's really loose brushwork and colorful, a lot of color in his broken color. He just did a painting with a lot of rocks in it, and it just almost reminded me of a giant to us painters, John Singer Sargent. So that's a compliment, I think, to be, instead of Bob Ross, be compared to Sargent. I'm not there yet, if I ever get there, but that's all right. I'm trying. I'm working every day. Well, not every day, since I do have a real job, but that real job allows me to travel and paint in great places and not stress financially like I used to. So yeah, that's kind of the personal side of being an artist, or making those decisions for yourself and family. I've been fortunate that my wife has been supportive, hugely supportive of me on this journey I've been on for well over 20 years. And not all of that 20 years has been as what I guess, we call her, it took me a long time to even call myself an artist, but a fine artist per se. I used to do airbrush work, and that was good and fun and lucrative to a degree, but I don't know, I love the outdoors and nature, and kind of actually I like being out here by myself with my thoughts. Adding some blue, that the sky's reflecting down into the water, adding some nice blue hints. It's one thing I always not struggle with, but it's a part of the ball game is to control your edges. You don't want hard edges everywhere. Okay, I want to do something I said I wasn't going to do it, but I also said it's just paint. So I'm going to clean off a spot here. I'm going to make this sky reflection here in the foreground. I'm just going to grab some white. Probably not making too much, but neutralize as well. It's not that blue and that light. Stop moving there. Stay. That kind of helps establish that shadow of that rock. And I just fussed too much. See how I muddied that up? I don't know yet. Don't know. Let's step back and look at it here without breaking my neck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it is a distraction to the painting, if it does anything for the painting yet. You can tell when I'm intensely thinking. I quit talking. Woo! Okay. That gust of wind just about did us all in here. Okay, everything's out of whack. Brush down in the water. Save that. Now let me see, everything's moved. Let me try to reposition here. About done, I think, because this wind is really picking up. Okay. Where was I? Guess I'm going to be having to keep one hand on my easel here. Shadows over there. Thank you, son, for coming back out now and making me have to work a little harder. There's some light on these rocks now. It's kind of helped me push these forward a little bit, maybe. Take that water or that that sky out of there. I just don't like it. It's not helping. Yeah, that's what that submerged rock look. I'll stick around a little longer. I want to dump this pallet again. All right, I want to stop there. I think it gives you the gist of it. Okay, I'm gonna call it done. 8 by 16. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining me today on my plein air session here on the Ocoee River in East Tennessee, doing this 8 by 16 of the submerged rocks. Hope you got something out of this. Now, I appreciate you tuning in, and stay tuned for hopefully a video next week. I'm trying to do a weekly. I know I missed last week, but I did just post a video of my trip to France and the plein air workshop I did with Julie and Merrill Smith. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. I just uploaded it yesterday. So thank you again for watching and tuning in. Got any questions, put them in the comments. I'd be glad to answer them or help out in any way. Have a great day.